Oh, righty. You are looking live at Sold Out MetLife Stadium, where today the 16-0 and playoff bound New York Giants will be taking on the 0-16 Washington Commanders. And why are the Washington Commanders 0-16? Because they suck. Welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody out there at all that's going to spend a little bit of time with me here, Stephen, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Or if anybody's going to spend any time watching and replay this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. Thank you. I'm going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight, shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes. Anybody got anything to say, please feel free, fire away, throw it in the chat box. I usually try to check on the chat box like every 5 or 10 minutes. So as soon as I see something in there, I try to respond to it as fast as I can. So please feel free, fire away. And plus, instead of me just rambling on for half an hour or not longer, it's just nice just to talk to another Giant fan. So please feel free, fire away, right? Before we get started, if anybody wants to help support my channel out, it would mean the absolute world to me. In the description box below, the top link in the description box takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. The first one's called the Saquon. Second membership level I got is called the Lawrence Taylor. And the third membership level I got is called the Gridiron. Each one has their own little perks to them. So if you are subscribed to my channel, so if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean I'm jumping ahead here. It would mean the absolute world to me, and I thank you in advance. Now, if you are subscribed to my channel, I thank you. If not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way, next time I go live or put a video, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. I can use all the support I can get. And then finally, in the description box below, there's 2 Facebook links. Top one takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's a group. And basically, I say this in every video, right? My YouTube channel, my Facebook group, my Facebook page is pretty much all called the same thing. It's like the New York Giants, the Gridiron, right? That way I dumb it down for a moron like me. I don't have to, what's the page called? What's my group called? There's a YouTube channel called? It's all called the same thing. I just dumb it down for me, right? The New York Giants, the Gridiron. What do we got? We're holding tight at 4,200 members or over 4,200 members in the group. Basically what I do is as soon as I get done going live here, I'll spend probably like the next 2 hours or so just putting stuff in the group and in the page, which I'll go over in just a minute here. I try to get up to like 10 different things in there every day, whether I'm sharing an article, I'm just showing some stats on a ball player, whether I make a video, it's a post, a picture, just something making fun of the Eagles or the Cowboys, which are my personal favorites, by the way, right? I try to get up to 10 things in there every day. I mean, it's pretty much 7 days a week, almost 365. If I got internet access for the most part, it's stuff's going in there every day. And if you become a member, not only do I post stuff in here, but the members post stuff in here as well, too. So, I mean, 7 days a week, I said darn near almost 365. There's a ton of New York Giants information going in there every day. And then the second Facebook link takes you to my Facebook page. It's the page. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's a page, but I'm the administrator, so I'm the only one to post anything in there. But, it's the same thing. There's a ton of stuff going in here every day, 7 days a week. As I said, I put stuff in the, in the group. I also put stuff in the page as well, too. So, there's a ton of stuff going in there every day. Now, what are we at here? Well, this keeps growing. This is over 2,500 likes and we're over 7,300 followers. I mean, I'll tell you what, the page is really taking off. It's doing simply marvelous. But I said it's the same thing. There's stuff going in there every day. I always try to make sure every day I'm always putting a ton of stuff in there. I said whether it's a video, something showing some a picture, something showing some stats on a ball player, whatever. Much stuff as I can get in there every day. And basically, I don't commingle the stuff, right? So pretty much, whatever I put in the page, I don't put in the group. Whatever I put in the group, I don't put in the page. I try to keep them separate, unless it's something making fun of the Eagles. If I can find something making fun of the Eagles, then I just want to just share that with everybody. But for the most part, I just keep the stuff, pretty much separate, right? But I mean, if you go to the page and you like it and you follow it and you go to the groups, you get a ton of New York Giants information every day, 7 days a week. And I say in all my videos, if you go to the page and you like it and you follow it and you go to the group and you become a member, if you're not 100% satisfied, you get your money back guaranteed. All right, all that stuff said and done and out of the way with. Well, day 2 in the books. It's a wrap. They had a bunch of guys were talking today. Of course, Dable was there. Saquon. It's amazing. Like Saquon would be like talking. I said, yeah, I'm really happy to be back and blah 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 blah. And then like soon as he's like get ready to or ready for questions, like 342,978 trillion people all at one time just start firing questions. All of them. Simply amazing. Absolutely. I really feel sorry for the guy. I mean, guys. I mean, especially Shane yesterday when he had when they asked like 3,985 trillion questions about Saquon. It's like the building could have been on fire, or this could have happened, or what? And so what's going on with Saquon? Are you happy? It's just absolutely amazing. Absolutely, he answered like question after question, and then come up with another question. It was just simply amazing. Absolutely, I really feel sorry for those guys. Actually, it was almost kind of comical because Dable was just sitting there, and Shane was just answering one question after Saquon. After that, and just Dable was just sitting there, just not having to answer any questions. But what was it? I saw like Daniel Jones, Slayton was there. The sexy one was there, right, answering questions. Saquon was answering some questions, but they were asking good old sexy Dexy. He was kind of like they ask him about building, but what are you guys building stuff? I mean, obviously, Bill. I guess I'm not sure if they meant building, culture or building a team or whatever it was, but yeah, he's like, I don't really want to talk about building. Right? I want to talk about what we're doing today to get better for tomorrow. He's like, he said, I'm going into my 5th season. He's like, I hate losing. So the one nice thing about that, which you really, really got, is because, obviously, the Eagles going 0-3 against them and obviously going 0-2 against the Cowboys too. So you figure the Giants had, what was it, 8 losses last year, and 5 of them were to the Cowboys and the Eagles, so let's hope this really starts burning a fire underneath, sexy and all of that. And let's hopefully, if we got to play those guys, obviously 4 times, let's hope, man, if we could split, that would be fantastic, really, really fantastic. Because we got, I mean, it all starts in the division. It starts in the division, right? They won 1 game in the division last year out of 6, 1-4-1. I mean, you got to do better than that. You have to do better than that. Now, I'm not saying we have to go 6-0 this season, but you gotta, it starts in the division. If you can't win in your division, how do you expect to get to the Super Bowl? And I think that was another one of the things he actually brought up too. It says here, as happy as Lawrence is about his new deal, he's also about helping the Giants take their game to the next level this season. Now entering his 5th season, Lawrence sounds like he wants New York not only to silence their haters, but also to help the team go on a deep run in the postseason. So, which is good. Dexter Lawrence has a tremendous, this is a G-Men HQ, this article I got here. There's a bunch of them out there. Dexter Lawrence has a tremendous mindset for the Giants during camp. Lawrence experienced some lean years during the first 3 campaigns with the Giants, but that was forgotten in 2022 when they went 9-7-1 during the regular season, plus a wild card round win over the Vikings in Minnesota. However, There were some disappointing results, obviously, like going 0-3 versus the Eagles. It wasn't even so much 0-3. It was the 2 games that we got blown out when we had our starters in there. I mean, that was, was it 48 and 38 we gave? Was it like, right? I'm thinking it was a 49. Was it? So anyway, we gave up like 85 points during the 2 games with our starters in there against the Eagles. I mean, embarrassing, including the divisional round hammering suffered in Philly, right? And of course, then the 2 losses to the Cowboys, we had the lead in the second half in both those games, and we just let it flitter away, and of course, then the one was really hard to take because we had the lead at home against the Cowboys backup quarterback, Cooper Rush. We had the lead, and then we just let it flutter away, Then, of course, the Thanksgiving Day debacle, right, where we had the lead and the Cowboys. I mean, it was just like there was the tale of 2 halves. I mean, we looked, okay, good in the first half, and then the second half was just like, I don't know, like, I don't know. Don't even want to talk about it. Says the losses to Philly, says that's still fresh on Lawrence's mind, but he's ready to help the G-men get some revenge on the Eagles. Cool. And let's not forget Leo the Lion, contract year. He wants, he still wants to play, right? So don't be surprised if we don't see, I don't want to say double-digit sacks like he had a couple years ago, right? But if he gets close, 7 or 8 or 9 or something like that, if he can stay healthy, right? And if we rotate him in there, keep him fresh, right? Don't be surprised if he doesn't have a good season. I mean, we could have a nice dynamic duo between Dexy and right, and Leo the Lion. Then of course, then there was some other stuff I saw here. Was Deonte Banks showing some rookie struggles early on? Yeah, it is what it is, right? Elsewhere for the Giants, there are certainly going to be plenty of eyes on the number 24 overall pick, Deonte Banks. The first round pick will have a lot of pressure to live up to the hype. With this said, things were far from perfect for him during Thursday's session. Banks was able to bounce back with some strong plays too, including breaking up a pass intended for Isaiah Hodgins. Banks is in his first camp in the NFL, so of course there's going to be some inconsistency. However, we fully expect the youngster to keep on getting better leading up to week 1. Absolutely. Let's see, what do we got here? Bob Skinner. I guess he was, I don't know if he was there. I'm not quite sure who Bob Skinner is, but he said, Giants training camp day 2 thoughts. Darren Waller is always open in the middle of the field. That's funny. I got to like that. Cordell Flott looked good pressing on wide receivers for the first team. Okay, good. Deonte Banks struggling at release. Daniel Bellinger doesn't get a ton of separation, but he makes every tight catch, which is huge. And then, let's see here. Oh, Joshua Zudu, he mentioned, is using his hands better, which is good. That's good to hear. It's good to hear. Hopefully he can stay healthy, right? So that's really, really good. But so, I mean, Banks is obviously, getting some he's gonna have his ups and downs. Don't expect everything to be perfect from him. It is what it is. I'm sure he'll get better. He seems like a pro's pro. If he has any deficiencies or any weaknesses, I'm sure he's going to work on it. Certainly not going to say the guy's going to, is a shutdown corner or anything like that, but somebody that we can certainly say that we're happy that we wind up drafting. I mean, because you look at him, right, and then you start comparing him. Oh man, with pick 10. I mean, I guess that was Jerry Reese. Huh? I don't know. He must have rolled himself a patty and just lit that baby up and sucked it in, held it in for about an hour, and blew it out. Yeah, pick 10. We'll take that Eli Apple, right? Now, not that Eli Apple was is a hard. I mean, I obviously, I mean, he goes like this, I mean, so, whatever bad happens to him, cool. I'm happy for it. Yeah, because, you don't talk trash about other organizations when you are trash, right? He's disrespecting the Giants and especially the Saints, teams that actually brought him on and paid him and all of that. And the moron goes like this. What a loser. But, somebody like that, that's not the guys that we're bringing in. When you got DeAndre Baker, right? We traded up, I think, with pick number 32 for him. And what was he doing? Like falling asleep in meetings and stuff. I mean, what a moron. But see, we're not bringing guys like those in, right? We're bringing in Deonte Banks, who's going to work and perfect on his craft, right? I mean, I guess it was his first press conference or whatever when he was, I guess, met the media for the first time, and Jordan Renan, because Jordan Renan's voice. Asked him a question. Yeah, so like, what are you looking for? Like when you go to the city, I mean, I don't know if you mentioned like, you're gonna go to some restaurants, or you're gonna what sites you want to see, or this, that, blah 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 blah. And Deonte Banks said 5 words to him. He like leaned over, was like, "I'm here to play football." That's my man. I like that. Right. So it's the same thing. It's like with Evan Neal. I mean, Deonte Banks isn't even taking an NFL snap yet. So obviously got to give him some time. But, if he's got some deficiencies, he's going to work on them. And that's all you can ask for. I mean, is he going to, do I want him to be an unbelievable corner? Absolutely. Do I want him to pick off every pass that comes his way? Absolutely. Do I want him to make every tackle? Absolutely. Do I want him to be the greatest cornerback of all time? Absolutely. But, right. But it just seems like, if he's got a deficiency, he's going to work on it, and he's going to work on his craft, and that's all you can ask for, right? I mean, just try to be the best player, teammate, human being, whatever that you can possibly be. And, if you have a deficiency, just work on it. And that's all you can do. I mean, you just try your best to work on, whatever whether your footwork, your speed, whatever, right? If you need to watch some more film, he's going to do that. So, he might have some struggles here or there, but, I think in the long run, he's certainly going to he'll want to be just fine. Let's see. Oh, then of course there was, what was it? Jalen Hyatt, yesterday, day one, he went in. He had like some type of like heat exhaustion or something like that. So I was reading like he went in, and it was kind of like, uh-oh, what's going on? But I guess it was kind of like more heat related than anything else. Thank goodness. Also, Darius Slayton too. He kind of came up like a little limper or something. I seen that. Somebody, I don't know, there was an article, or somebody texted it or something like that. But later on, he was talking to the media, and I think somebody asked him about anything. He said, well, he said he was fine. So we'll have to wind up waiting and see. But hopefully everything's okay. And then of course I heard Nacho. He's sore. He's a little sore. Let's see. Do I have it here? Yeah, Raheem Nunez Roches update. After being in a car accident on Tuesday, veteran, Nacho reportedly has a concussion. Obviously, he has not practiced. Dable said he's sore. It could have been worse. So thankfully, as a human being aspect, thankfully he's safe. So if he got into a fender bender and he came out with a concussion, it once again could have been worse. So. Then, of course, we got as I said, the Saquon. I mean, as I said, you just feel really sorry for the guy. Really feel sorry, But it was coming. Of course, they asked him, I don't know, so many questions. I mean, it was just, Simply amazing. And of course, this is what was this, from the New York Post. There's 342,000 articles about Saquon out there. So I just picked this one from the New York Post. It says, oh, yeah, Saquon considered staying away from training camp and even the nuclear option of missing regular season games, he said. In the end, it was a play he did not make. Kind of followed my heart, Barkley said Thursday, speaking for the first time since reporting on time along with his Giants teammates 2 days earlier. He said it was a wise path for Barkley to follow. The 26-year-old running back did not get the lucrative multi-year contract he was seeking, right? And during nearly 10 months of negotiations, he learned even more about how the game he loved to play for free. Growing up is not the same as the business he was chosen in the NFL. The frustration could have consumed him, and for the time he admitted he was leaning in that direction, I guess, as far as maybe sitting out or so. He said he had an epiphany after speaking with several veteran players, convinced Barkley to put it all behind him. I mean, I remember, Carl Banks was talking about him, which is true. I mean, I understand and this, that, and the other thing is wanting to just to sit out, and I'll show you. I get that. I understand. But what Carl Banks was saying, said, don't be a principled fool. He said, you guaranteed, $10 million. I mean, that's a lot more than most of the running backs. I mean, look what Sanders is, right? To go to Carolina, right? The Eagles just said, no, bye-bye, don't need you. I mean, the Howie Roseman on the Eagles, they have like 5 other running backs. Add up all their salary together, their 5 running backs, which they're going to go forward to in this season, add up to what Sanders is making with Carolina, right? And Howie Roseman's like, bye-bye, don't need you. So, I mean, it is what it is. Some of the positions are taken off, right? And some of them are just, it is what it is. I mean, it's just really eye-opening. But I mean, somebody said that, I don't know, is it the average salary? Or it was, maybe it's the franchise tag or something. The running backs, their salary is like the third least. The kickers and punters are the least, and then the running backs were next. And it just sometimes it just boggles your brain. I mean, you figure last year, right? Saquon had 300 touches, rounding it off, right? He's going to make $10 million. Okay. Say 257 receptions. I can't remember exactly, 265 or 257, whatever it was, rushes. They just rounded off to 300. He had 300 touches last year where he had the ball, right? Pretty much for the most part. I mean, maybe he ran out of bounds or something, but just rounding it off at 300 touches, and pretty much he got tackled 300 times, right? Or maybe if he got into the end zone, he might have been hit a couple times on his way into the end zone, right? But so he had 300 touches and he got $10 million, right? You got some of these wide receivers like Devontae Adams, I believe it is. I mean, I think I don't know if he's going to be making like $30 million one of the years, but so he had like 100 catches and he's going to be making $30 million. So you got Barkley making 300 touches for $10 million. Adams is making 100 touches for $30 million. So Barkley is getting the ball 3 times as much, and he's making 1/3 the money. I don't understand that. We'll have to wait and see what they, if they do the collective bargaining agreement or anything. If anything, the union's going to address that at all or whatever. But I mean, it's a shame because I mean these guys, their life, I mean, for the most part, I mean, running backs for the most part, right? The shelf life is not very long. I mean, because they're getting beat up, and it's a shame that they're not really getting compensated, for their body. But let's see here. What is Barkley? Let's see here. Some people may agree or disagree with this. Barkley said to sit out or to sit in. I feel this year specifically the best thing I could do for myself would be coming back, going out there and playing the game that I love, playing for my teammates, doing something I've wanted to do since I was a little kid. I mean, you also got to look at it too. I mean, he can sit out, but I mean, he only has so many years to play football, right? I mean, if you sit one of them out, especially in your prime, you can't get it back. The money's not coming back. You can't get that year back. It's gone. The best thing to say is if somebody hands you a lemon, make lemonade with it, right? I mean, you could sit there and take a bite out of the lemon and make a sour face out of it and complain and whine and moan. It is what it is. It's a lemon. What are you going to do with it? Try to make lemonade. Try to make the best out of it, right? He says, I understand. I know what's going on with the running back situation and me being tagged and the value of the running back continuing to go down. The only way I feel like that's going to change, someone's got to make it change. God willing, hopefully I can be one of the people to do it. So, I mean, it really is a shame. I mean, you got guards making more money. I mean, it's unbelievable. Than running backs. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it certainly doesn't mean it's always going to be like this. There might be a time where it changes and it comes back around again. But for right now, it is what it is. I mean, but then again, I mean, he's in if you want to call it a good situation, because I mean, he's guaranteed $10 million, right? And with some incentives, he might be able to make $11 million. I mean, as I said, there's not many other running backs out there that are making that much money. So, all right, and then finally, I got some updates here. I was seeing from the second day. Now the thing is that last year, Patricia Traynor kind of brought this up. She was talking to me. She thought that I can't remember. They said last year they did 4 on and 1 off, or 5 on and 1, because basically you have to if you have 5 days of practice, you have to have a day off. You have to. So I can't remember if last year was 4 on and 1 off or 5 on and 1 off. But it seems like what they want to do this year, okay, is have 3 on and 1 off. And I think so they had practice Wednesday, they have practice Thursday, and tomorrow, Friday, I believe it's either an afternoon practice. It's not a morning practice, so they're giving them some extra time, right, to recuperate. And then they're supposed to have a day off, I guess, on Saturday. They're going to come back Sunday, I guess Monday, maybe Tuesday, and have at it again. So they're going to have off on Saturday. But let's say what do we got? Taking care of Darren Waller. This is Big Blue View. Tight end Darren Waller, the prize trade acquisition the Giants are hoping to build their passing attack around, was uncoverable for the second straight day. Man, I just hope the guy can stay healthy. Waller had a number of impressive catches Thursday, both one-on-one drills and during team periods. The 2-time 1,000-yard receiver is too big and physical for safeties and slot cornerbacks. Man, gotta love it. Gotta love it. And he's too fast for linebackers. So pick your poison, right? What are you gonna put on him, right? Waller, who turns 31 in September, is showing the physical skills that made him dominant in 2019 and 2020 are still there. The reality is, though, that Waller is a 31-year-old coming off back-to-back seasons where he was limited by injuries. The Giants know they can't push Waller too hard. Coach Brian Daboll said Thursday the Giants want to have a good plan for Waller throughout training camp. Whether that's a little less reps, eventually a day off, however it may be, Daboll said certainly he is one of those guys we have definitely talked about. So then it says here, a twist to the practice schedule. The collective bargaining agreement mandates that for every 5 days of practice, players get a day off. That is how the Giants operated a year ago. Okay, there we go. They had 5 practices, and they had a day off. This year, they have switched up the schedule for the first 2 weeks. The Giants will practice for 3 days and take the 4th day off. Interesting. In June and May, we're doing a lot of evaluations to get ready for training camp. So I spend a lot of time with head athletic, Ronnie Barnes, Daboll was saying. So they said their assistant strength coach, the physical therapist, and all said he said they do a great job of doing their research, presenting their plan. We talk about it, and again, everything is for the players. We try to do the best we can. Jalen Hyatt got some first-team reps after a day of leaving practice early due to heat-related issues. So that's good. Rookie wide receiver Jalen Hyatt received a handful of reps with Daniel Jones in first-team offense. He apparently there wasn't any passes thrown to him, but he did have a let's see here. He did score a touchdown. He did not catch any passes from Jones, and Hyatt did have an end zone drop during Thursday's one-on-one drill. But Thursday was a small step forward for the young speedster. I think he had a jet sweep, and he worked his way into the end zone, but he didn't catch any specifically passes. But they say shuffling the deck here. Dable said Thursday that he would change the groupings of several positions each day early in the camp, giving several players opportunities to get rep with the first team. Hyatt and Jeff Smith got some first-team reps at wide receiver. Second-round pick John Michael Schmitz was at center with the starters, and I think Bredesen was the center in day one with Bredesen. And then Bredesen went to left guard. On Wednesday, Bredesen was the center, and Joshua Ezeudu was the guard. On defense, Cordell Flott got first-team snaps in the slot on Wednesday in place of Darnay Holmes. And second-year man Dane Belton got a significant number of first-team snaps at safety. Very good. Darian Beavers took first-team reps next to Barrio Carrique, an inside linebacker, for the second straight day. Very good. Daniel Jones threw a pick. One day after having an excellent practice, Daniel Jones threw his first interception of training camp. Moving out of the pocket to his left, Jones threw an off-balance pass that sailed over Waller's head and was picked off by a diving Xavier McKinney. Before practice, Dable had talked about the Giants threading the needle between needing to create more explosive plays and finishing last in the NFL in that category a year ago, while not forcing plays that aren't there. So Dable said, I never want Daniel to force any ball, Dable said. Will there be times when I might go to him and say, let's let this thing rip? If he gets picked, I don't really care. It gets intercepted in practice. Let's take a look at how it looks. It's not just that. There's a lot of areas in all three phases. We have done a lot of research in the offseason areas we need to improve on. Obviously, one of those is we need more explosive plays without question. Now, also, Colin Johnson continues to impress. Very, very. Now, he's going to be one of those, man, he's one of those bubble players right there. You can always just almost kind of sense it. But said after missing last season was a torn Achilles, the 6'6", 220-pound Johnson is off to a good start in his bid to earn a roster spot in a crowded, highly competitive receiver group. Johnson torched first-round pick Deonte Banks for a touchdown during one-on-one drills, catching a fade for an easy score. He also had a few receptions during team periods. Johnson might not make the roster, but he can play in this league. So keep an eye out on him. And then they have here, the quote of the day, and this is from Sexy Dexy. I don't want to talk about building. It's more about doing at this point. Going into my 5th season, I hate losing. I don't really want to talk about building. I want to talk about what we're doing today to get better for tomorrow, which is kind of like building, though. You build one day at a time. But anyway, and then that day leads into the season. You all can talk about building, but our mindset is winning. So you got to like that. You got to like that. You know what I mean? He's going into the season, taking it really, really serious. And, very excited for this season. Now, obviously, a lot of it depends upon the safety, the health, and all of that, of the players. But you can certainly see. The Giants have a lot of good competition. There's still not there aren't any complete rosters, right? Every roster, because with the salary cap, for the most part, even if you have, I mean, a good, nice, good, solid roster, probably your depth in some areas are weak. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's no 100%, you know, you know, perfect rosters out there. So, it's never going to be. It's always going to be a building block, but um, we're getting in that direction. We're certainly heading there. It's still, it's still only we got to always remember it's the second season under Shane and Dable. The mess that he came in with, especially the financial money situation that Shane was given to him, right? The roster that was given to him. It's really tough to turn everything around in just 1 year, or much two. I mean, what we did last year, 9-7-1, a playoff win. We got to the divisional rounds. I mean, we're only a couple games away from making it to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's pretty good. So this year we added some more pieces to the puzzle. Without question, we got better. You can say what you want. The Eagles did not get better. They might have stayed maybe, because they had well, people say they had a decent draft, but they lost a bunch of guys, right? So they did not get to me. They did not get better. Giants got better. You can say what you want about the Cowboys. I'm not so sure, if they got better. But the Giants did, without question, got better. And also, we added some good competition throughout. There's a lot of spots that have some really, really good competition. Or some good depth, to them. So, it's a more complete roster than what we've had for a long time. And, as long as Shane and Dable just keep focused on the prize, and they keep the ship, going forward, and, they can keep adding pieces to the puzzle. As I said, we're locking in guys for multiple years, right? We just locked in Daniel Jones. We locked in Sexy Dexy, locked in Andrew Thomas, right? So we're adding guys. We signed Okarike for 4 years, yada yada yada, right? So, right, we're doing things right. We're adding good pieces to the puzzle, and I think it's just a matter of time before it really starts paying off. So we got a lot of good things to look forward to, a lot of good things. So that pretty much wraps it up here. 37 minutes. Whoever spent any time, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. I'll be back again tomorrow, because we'll have day 3 of the of training camp will be in the books tomorrow. So I'll be back again to talk about that. And then they'll be off on Saturday. I might be here. I'm not sure. I'll taking a day off on Saturday or not. But I'll be back again tomorrow to talk about day 3. All right. So once again, whoever spent any time watching me, thank you. If anybody spends any time watching a replay this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. Thank you. And as always, you guys stay safe out there, and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.